Cognitive distortions. Cognitive distortions refer to the faulty, often irrational interpretations of reality that prevent individuals from experiencing situations objectively. Instead, they perceive events through a negatively biased lens. These distortions hinder functional interaction with one's environment and foster the emergence of harmful emotional responses, whether directed at oneself, others, or the future. Most people exhibit some form of cognitive distortion, and recognizing them early is crucial for minimizing their impact on daily life and overall mental and physical well-being. Below are some of the most prevalent types of cognitive distortions, along with illustrative examples. 1. Perfectionism. This distortion is marked by an inflexible and unrealistic demand for flawlessness. Individuals believe they must always perform correctly and perfectly, placing themselves under extreme pressure. Example: a person believes making a mistake equates to being worthless, striving to be the perfect child, partner, or friend, and criticizing themselves harshly when they fall short. 2. Overgeneralization. This distortion involves making broad assumptions based on isolated events, expecting negative outcomes to repeat indefinitely. Example: after experiencing a car accident, someone refuses to drive again, fearing a repeat. Or, someone betrayed in a past relationship assumes that all future partners will be unfaithful. 3. Black and white thinking, all or nothing thinking. Also known as polarized thinking, this distortion frames everything in extremes. Something is either entirely good or entirely bad, with no middle ground. Example: viewing a person as either a complete success or a total failure, or believing that if one emotion, e.g., sadness, is present, joy is impossible. 4. Mind reading. This involves assuming we know what others are thinking, often without evidence, usually in a negative context. Example: speaking in public and believing others are mocking you, are bored, or think you're foolish. Or assuming someone dislikes you or envies you, despite no interaction to support it. 5. Catastrophizing. This distortion causes individuals to anticipate the worst-case scenario, even when there's no logical reason to expect it. Example: avoiding travel out of fear that an accident is inevitable, or interpreting a mild stomach ache as a sign of a serious illness. 6. Denial. This involves refusing to acknowledge real problems or difficulties, downplaying emotional distress or minimizing concerns. Example: ignoring signs of stress or pain, or insisting that a challenging situation is not affecting you emotionally when it clearly is. 7. Emotional reasoning. Here, one believes that their emotional state reflects objective truth. Example: if someone feels inadequate, they conclude they are inadequate. If someone makes them feel bad, they assume that person must be inherently bad. 8. Global labeling. This distortion involves assigning a global, fixed label to oneself or others based on limited traits or isolated actions. Example: struggling to learn a language and concluding, "I'm stupid," based on that single difficulty, rather than recognizing it as a specific challenge. 9. Negativity bias. This refers to the tendency to magnify negative experiences while minimizing or dismissing positive ones. Example: starting the day with the belief, "it's going to be terrible," or thinking, "I'll never get what I want," or deciding in advance, "I won't like this person," despite lacking any evidence. How to address cognitive distortions. Since cognitive distortions are learned patterns, they can also be unlearned through structured interventions. Cognitive restructuring techniques, typically used in cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, help individuals identify, challenge, and replace distorted thoughts with more balanced and realistic ones. Below is a simple exercise to help recognize and manage cognitive distortions. Step 1. Identify the emotion. Name what you're feeling: sadness, anger, anxiety, etc., and notice any physical symptoms, e.g., stomachaches, headaches, dizziness, that accompany the emotion. This step connects mental and physical awareness. Step 2. Identify the thought. Pay attention to the thoughts triggered by that emotion. Examples may include, "I feel horrible," "life is unfair," "everything goes wrong for me," or "I'm scared I'll fail." Step 3. Recognize the distortion. Evaluate whether your thought reflects a cognitive distortion. If it does, label it accordingly, e.g., catastrophizing, mind reading. Then, challenge the thought by examining it logically and objectively. Example: if you're afraid to travel due to fear of an accident, remind yourself that the actual probability is low, that precautionary measures can be taken, and that fear should not dictate your life decisions. By learning to identify and correct cognitive distortions, we can reshape our internal dialogue and cultivate healthier, more realistic perspectives, ultimately improving emotional regulation, resilience, and well-being.